on, guys? So, while I've had the Switch, while I've played with this, and I've played this, and I've even played with just the Joy-Cons, excuse me, out of this thing with just like regular controls, it got me thinking, we got games coming up. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, man, I would love to see a couple of games make a really solid return. A couple of games that haven't really made a lot of headwaves. A lot of games that have kind of died down. And these games that I want to see are probably not a lot of fan favorites, okay? Like, I know we're getting a Metroid, and I said it before when I made a Metroid video before E3. If you follow the paper trail, you will understand E3 very well. NES, Super NES, they skipped the 64, the GameCube, the Wii, they skipped the Wii U. Every 3 generations, Metroid takes a break, and then it comes back. So, that just made sense. But with the Switch, you have this way to play. You have this thing with not the neon here, but the Pro controller, and then you have this thing in itself. Okay, it brings many ways to play this thing. Now, I was thinking along the lines of the untapped potential with just this controller in of itself, and a franchise that I really liked, a franchise that only got 2 games and hasn't been heard of since. I was really hoping the 3DS would see some lifeblood in it with this franchise, because then we could be portable with it, and it would definitely be something to play, and it would basically be our Call of Duty for the 3DS, because a lot of us have been waiting for a Call of Duty on the 3DS. We got a Call of Duty on the original DS, but we haven't had one since. And a lot of us have been waiting for one, and we just haven't gotten that. And I figured this franchise, if it came to the 3DS, would definitely be very welcome, would be a really, really strong game on the 3DS. But now that we have the Switch, man, this game would be amazing on the Switch. The portability factor of the Switch. Again, the fact that you have multiple ways to play with the damn Joy-Cons, the Pro controller in of itself. There's just so many ways to play, attached to a TV, on the go. Just so many ways. And I think this franchise would be an amazing game. And I'm talking about the Conduit. Okay? The Conduit was kind of Nintendo's way of going, hey, we can do Halo just like Halo, only instead of it being Halo in space, it's on Earth. And I enjoyed the Conduit, man. I love those games. I've played those games. I have the limited edition of both of those games. I have the art book for both of those games. Those games are incredibly fun. They had multiplayer for both of those games. Could you imagine if they did even a re-release on those games? Pardon me. Could you imagine if they did a re-release for the Conduit 1 and 2 on the Switch? Those would be amazing. Hell, I want to see a third one made. I think the Conduit would be really, really welcome. I think it would be really well received on the Switch. Another game that I really want to see on the Switch. We were promised one on the original Nintendo Wii. Never came to fruition. I want to see a Kingdom Hearts. Again, we were promised one. If you go and you Google the damn thing, you will see the artwork, you will see the damn case, you will see multiple designs for this Kingdom Hearts. They were really working. This was back in the day when Square Enix would promise something to the fans, and then they just scrapped it and said, fuck it, we don't give a damn about the fans, and they didn't care. I think it's time we got us a Kingdom Hearts for a Nintendo core console. With the way the Switch is going and with the way it doesn't seem to be slowing down, we deserve a Nintendo core console Kingdom Hearts. We've had 2 on the handhelds. We had Recoded, and we've had we've had three. We've had Recoded. We've had 375 over 2 days, and we've had Dream Drop Distance, and then we also had the one way back in the day, and that one saw a port over to the PS2, Chain of Memories. So, I mean, Nintendo gets Kingdom Hearts games on their handhelds, but it's time to see Kingdom Hearts come up to the core console market with Nintendo. Square Enix, you guys, come on, make it happen, alright? I don't see why, this being a core console hybrid that is also a portable, why not have a Kingdom Hearts, even if it's only, like I said, I hope I did the number right on that, 375 over 2 days. I want to say that's the right numbers, but I could be wrong. That game was incredible. Remaster that game with the power of the Switch, and I know there's not a lot of power there, but there's way more power than what was on the DS, and they could reimagine that on the Switch. Holy Christ, could you imagine that game on the Switch? And then of course you have Dream Drop Distance. Packaging all those games together and re-releasing them on the Switch would be amazing. Even if that's all they did, that would be amazing, because at least we would be able to say Nintendo finally got a core Kingdom Hearts game. Another franchise I've been waiting. I've been patiently waiting. I love this franchise. I don't know why they put it to bed. I don't know why they've slept on it for 2 generations now. In fact, 3 now that the Switch is out. 1080. The snowboarding game, yes. I have the one on Nintendo 64. I have the one on the GameCube. I love 1080. It was before SSX and all that other shit. 1080 was the snowboarding game to me, and I loved it. It, to me, was incredible. I love the music in it. I love the handling of it, and it got better. It got way better from the Nintendo 64 to the damn GameCube. Fucking make another 1080, people. Come on. Can we get 1080 some love? Can we get a rebirth of 1080? I know I can't be the only one thinking Nintendo is sleeping on a franchise that deserves some attention. Okay? The Wii U was fucking packed full of potential for 1080, and they just were like, no. They said fuck that. And I was like, why? 1080 could have been like the fucking golden child of the fucking Wii U. Hell, that thing could have sold millions of fucking systems if they would have done it right and they slept on it. Now, again, I think they need to bring it back for the Switch, because again, there's so many ways to handle the Switch. There's the portable mode, the dock mode, and then there's so many ways to play with these controllers. You have this way, then you have the Joy-Cons being in your hand, you have the Pro Controller. There's just so many ways to handle it, okay? I mean, there's just so many games out there that were on Nintendo that haven't been on Nintendo for a while, and it's time for these franchises just to get a rebirth, get reintroduced. And one game that saw a remaster to the 3DS, I think would make a great game on the Switch, is Dementum. I hope I'm saying that right, Dementum, or I call it Dementia. There was 2 of them. They launched on the DS, and the first one got remastered for the 3DS. Could you imagine this game? First of all, this game, the fact that it was even on the DS, because that thing was very kid-friendly. This game was not at all. Dementia is not kid-friendly. That is a horror game. It is a horror game. It is like, if, I don't want to say Resident Evil met Silent Hill, because it's not a zombie game. You're in a, basically you're in a mental institution. If you don't know what it is, go look it up. Watch gameplay footage of it. There's a lot of it out there. This game is fucking crazy as hell. I played it back in the day, and I think it's like for sale for like $15 on the 3DS eShop. Like I said, they remastered it for the 3DS. We need games like that on the Switch, and it belongs on the Switch. All right, it's no means a fucking kids game. It's by no means. But those are some games, like I said, I really would love to see pop up on the Switch. Because, again, the Switch is not just a home console, it's a on-the-go console. And with the fact there's so many ways to handle playing the damn thing, between just having your Pro Controller and this fucking thing here, playing it like this, or playing it with this like this, you know, I think a lot of those franchises, especially because they've been slept on for so long, man, having those come to light, especially so early in the console's life cycle, man, that would push this thing way more, okay? And I know, okay, Dementia didn't sell hot. It wasn't like the hottest thing on the DS. Kingdom Hearts being a re-release of another whatever. If we get an original Kingdom Hearts that was supposed to be on the Wii, that would be really great. But chances are to be a re-release wouldn't do that great. But it would do good. The Conduit, if we could get, even if it was a re-release of the original, I think it would do really well, especially if you incorporated playing it on this thing. You know, if you incorporated playing it on a Pro Controller, because a lot of people were turned off by the motion controls. If you made it to where you could play it with a Pro Controller, and you incorporated the online play more stable, that would make the Switch fucking demand go way crazy, and a lot of people would really love it more and be like, wow, this thing is fucking nuts. Because again, we're talking about hardware that, you know, isn't as powerful as the PS4, is not as powerful as the Xbox One, but I do believe the Switch is as powerful as the Wii. And the games I'm talking about here are coming off of hardware from the Wii. A lot of people want to see GameCube games on the Switch. I'm not talking about GameCube games. Yeah, I brought up 1080 and we haven't seen it since the GameCube. And I would love to see a new 1080. But again, I want to see a new 1080. I don't want to see you bring over the GameCube and the 64 1080 to the damn Switch. I want to see you make a new 1080. I want to see a new Conduit. I want to see a new Dimension. I want to see all these games get another installment into the franchise, because Nintendo, you've been sleeping on these games. These games are incredible. And could you imagine what they would look like on the Switch? And the fact that I could take these games with me, okay? You could take them with you. And I know Dementia, you can take it with you now because it's on this. But it wouldn't look like a 3DS game. It would look like a Switch game. It would look better on the Switch. The Switch looks so much better than the 3DS. I know that's fucking crazy, but it's true. Okay? Imagine if they brought, say, Metal Gear Solid, I know it's not going to happen, but Metal Gear Solid 3, the one from this thing to the Switch, it would look like a PS2 port or possibly the Vita, okay, because you have it on that. And again, the Vita is only putting out, what, 720, I think. I don't know the specs of the Vita, but I don't think it's putting out 1080p. So you could possibly do that, because again, y'all have Metal Gear Solid 3 on here. And you're talking about Konami. Konami wants to work with you. Tell them you want fucking Metal Gear Solid 3 on the Switch. I don't think it's impossible, because again, you're talking about a game that was on the PS2. Is the PS2, is it more powerful than the Switch? I don't really think it is. I mean, again, we're talking about that, and they did port the damn game to the Vita, so it is possible to write that game on those damn SD cards. So there are things that we could definitely see happening with the Switch, and things that I would love to see happen to the Switch. I mean, the games that are coming are impressive as is. You know, I still haven't picked up my copy of Fate Extelia yet, because Walmart just doesn't carry it for some fuck reason. And then I haven't had a chance to go and pick it up anywhere. I haven't been to GameStop at all this week. I've been working for fucking the past 10 days straight. My last day off was like, not this past Monday, but the Monday since last Monday, okay? So I haven't been to fucking GameStop since in the past 2 Mondays. and I haven't really had the chance to go anywhere. But there's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of games that I would love to see. Okay, there's a lot of games that I know are coming, and there's a lot of games that I think that should already be out. Like, why is Rime still not here? Why? Where the fuck is Rime? Okay, Rime is a game I really want to play. I haven't turned on my Xbox to play anything. I'm watching movies on it. I'm watching Hulu, Netflix, YouTube. It's mainly my video source, okay? But gaming, I'm doing on my Switch, okay? I'm playing Splatoon 2. I'm playing I Am Setsuna. I'm playing Mario Kart. I'm playing Zelda. I'm playing all the Nintendo games right now. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm having fun. I'm not being competitive. I'm not doing any of that shit. I'm having fun. Okay? Because that's what I want to do. Alright? And I'm excited for next month, man. Next month we have that Pokken thing, the Pokemon game, the Pokemon Fighter game. We got Mario plus Rabbids. We got, fuck else is coming out. I still gotta get a fucking damn Nintendo card just so I can get Vaccine, I believe is the name of it. The game looks incredible. It's a download-only game, and it's probably the only download-only game that I think looks amazing. Even though it looks like a pixelated 16-bit era game, but it's on the Switch, and it's the first survival horror game that I've seen on the Switch. So I want it, and it's like $10, you know. And another thing is, you know, Capcom is skipping Nintendo Switch with the Mega Man collection. I'm like, whoop-de-damn-do. How many times are they going to make Mega Man collection? I've got Mega Man X collection on the PS2. I've got Mega Man collection on the original Xbox. I'm not buying Mega Man collections every time they want to release one, okay? That's a game that I can say fuck it, okay? Unless you come out with a golden Mega Man statue that's worth more than the fucking game and you're charging only for the fucking game, I'm not gonna buy the fucking thing, okay? Everyone's like, oh, but what about this game? What about this game? I really don't care at this point, okay? There's more interest for me with the Switch. Like, I want to get a regular Pro Controller. I mean, I like this Pro Controller and all, but I still believe they should have colored in the ink spots over the fucking grips. I'm having a lot more fun with the Switch than I am on the Xbox One. My girlfriend still has my PS2. So, you know, I'm looking forward to Metroid, The Return of Samus. I've never played that game. I didn't play it back on the Game Boy because I didn't even know what the fuck it was. The first Metroid game I ever played was on Advanced, and it was Fusion. And I played the sequel to that game as well. Beat both of them. Could you imagine them redoing those games and putting those on the Switch? Man, that is a fucking dream right there. You see what I'm saying? Shit like that. And I know I don't buy remakes and all that shit, but I never played Return of Samus. I didn't even know that was a remake until I watched Alpha Omega Sin. Fucking, but I was super excited for a Metroid with Samus on a 3DS because Federation Force just didn't cut it for me. I mean, it looked fun for an online shooter game, and I was like, is this what we're having to deal with for not getting a Call of Duty game because Treytech and Activision are fucking dumbasses and don't want to give people who own a 3DS, even though it beat the fuck out of the PlayStation and they failed with the Vita, they don't want to give the one that actually sold a fucking Call of Duty game? Fuck them, you know? That's how I feel. And I know this video has gone on for a long time, and it's mainly just my opinion on what the Switch should have, and it's just rambling. I get that. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that's just what I think. You know what I mean? I really, really hope the fucking Switch gets a lot more love than it's got. I hope it gets a lot more of the games that they should have. I hope Nintendo wakes up and stops sleeping on a lot of these franchises that they've slept on. They took a whole generation off of the Conduit. Man, there was a... That fucking gamepad and the Conduit could have went great together. 1080 and that gamepad could have went great together. Fucking Square Enix, you guys owe Nintendo a Kingdom Hearts game for their fucking core system. After the broken promises with the Wii. Fucking... There's so much shit that could happen with this fucking Switch that is just so much untapped potential, even though it is a weak system, and I keep saying that because a lot of people don't understand. Yes, it's a weak system, but how quick are you to forget? The PS2 was the weakest system during that generation as well, but it got the most love. More people love the PS2 than anything, but you don't talk about the power. You don't talk about the fact that it was the weakest one out of all of them. Yes, the GameCube was technically the more powerful of the two. You don't talk about it. Don't talk about that. Don't bring it up. Yes, I will bring it up. The PS2, during its lifetime, was technically the weaker of that generation. It was not the strongest. The Xbox dominated it. The GameCube dominated it. What made the GameCube a less superior system was the fact that it used a small ass fucking disc. That's it. If GameCube hadn't been designed to use in tiny ass discs, the GameCube would have just... It would have been GameCube versus fucking Xbox. That's as simple as I can put it. Hell, another franchise, just talking about GameCube, holy crap, Eternal Darkness. Imagine they make Eternal Darkness 2 and put that bitch on the Switch. Imagine they do that, just out of nowhere, just fucking nowhere. Eternal Darkness 2 pops up, fucking Switch. Can you imagine? Okay? And before I go, I know this video is going on forever. I just wanted to throw this out here because of how they've been doing Smash Brothers. There's one person I want to see in Smash. One person, because of Cloud Strife. I want to see Sephiroth. I want to see Sephiroth. The reason I want to see him, I've got Cloud right here. I've got him open, and I've got him sealed. I want one of these, but I want a Sephiroth. Okay, I love Cloud to death. Pause, but I've got to have me a Sephiroth one, man. This is amazing. But man, I cannot sit here and say that I don't have a soft spot when it comes to Sephiroth, man. Sephiroth is like the guy, okay? 7 was amazing. Okay, 7 was my game when I had finally got a PlayStation. I own 7, alright? I've never gotten rid of 7. I can have no video games, and I'll still have a copy of Final Fantasy 7. Alright? In the next Smash Brothers, have your set library. Have your set library now. Make it to where Cloud is in there, Ryu's in there, all these other ones that are Bayonetta, who is that? Mewtwo, all these that have been in Smash 4, and then introduce others. Titus, Sephiroth, Squall, or whatever his name is, Snake from Metal Gear, bring him back. Make the list bigger. But here's the thing, man. Introduce them as if you're going to introduce the game on the Switch. Like, test the waters with it, man. That would be amazing. Like, if the game sells and then the DLC part sells really well and it reaches a certain number, release an amiibo of it. And then if that amiibo sells really well and sells out in a certain amount of time, release a fucking game of it. That would be an amazing fucking feat, man. That would be something to be like, holy shit, this is how we're going to test the waters. You see what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people would really, really be looking more forward to what's coming down. And especially with the way games are being made now, You're like, hey, the content with Smash is constant. It's constant. It's continually flowing. You know, if you go out and you buy a copy of Smash Brothers, sure, you got a new character coming. You know, say you got like per the year. Say you get like a new character once every 2-3 months. 12 months in a year. If it's 3 months, that's 4 characters a year. That's not that bad. And they get paid for it because it's purchased. I think that would be really, really workable. Because you're testing out characters. You're testing which ones work and which ones don't. And you'll know, but you also get paid for it. I think that would work. And people wouldn't be able to choose, hey, I want to purchase this one because I will eat up my own memory by purchasing this one. It's up to the consumer to decide on whether or not they want to buy it. I think that would work because it also comes preloaded with the already known roster. See what I'm saying? I think that would work. Again, this is just my entire take. My entire take on how to handle the Switch. And again, it's just my opinion. And I know this has gone on for a long ass time. If you made it to the end of the video in the comment section, I don't know, write Batman or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Write in Batman. Batman kills Joker. There you go. Batman kills Joker if you made it to the end. Deuces.